Hey guys, EBPMAN here. Now in today's video, we're going to take a look at a brand new gaming headset that just came in yesterday into our channel. This is from Technica, and this is the ATH-GL3 closed back headphones. Now, these are wired headphones that you don't have to worry about ever losing power because they don't really use power to operate. And they also have a boom mic that's going to give you great chat quality. So we're going to do an EBPMAN style audio test. We're going to do a chat test as well. And we're going to check out all the features. So first, let's go ahead and start talking about the specs. Now from a spec perspective, the actual Technica GL3s are really compatible with a lot of different systems. And that's because they use a 3.5 cable connection, right? An audio cable. So if you think about your PC, your Xbox, your PlayStation, your Nintendo Switch, your Mac, any device that you can connect to via an audio cable, it's going to work. By the way, since the headphone jack has been eliminated by a lot of devices, if you have a USB-C adapter or converter, it's going to work too. I've been testing that out as well. So if you think about your phones now, like Samsung phones, or even the phones or the tablets like the iPad, you can actually plug this in and you'll be fine with the USB-C cable, at least in my experience. Now, in addition to that, you do have 45mm drivers, and that's pretty significant large cans, right, for your ears. And these are going to be over your ears. They're not going to touch your ear. They're going to be over your ear. But what I found is that these are uber light. They're super light. So even though they're large, you're not putting a lot of weight on your head. The other thing is that you do have a detachable cardioid or hypercardioid mic, which is going to give you great chat quality. And we're going to see that in our test. So let's take a closer look at what's in the box and why you're going to consider these. Now in the box, you're going to find some accessories. The first thing you're going to find are your headphones, and you will find this mic, and we'll see how it attaches. You do have an audio cable, right? And then what you have is this PC cable, and this is going to allow you to connect the headphone to the PC with a separate mic jack, right? So here you have your mic, and then you have your headphone for those of you that are going to be connecting it to a PC or to an audio card or some type of audio equipment. So that's going to give you a lot of flexibility. Now, as we take a look at the headphones themselves, they're large, but they're very flexible. They have one of the most flexible, and I would say they don't really vice when you're putting them on your head when it comes to the actual, again, flexibility that you have. You're super duper flexible. I wish you could touch these because they're super light. Very light. And you'll notice that how you have a color treatment with the exposed cable there, kind of give you kind of a retro look, but I like the way that they're matched to each other. And then you also have the ability to adjust these on the side. Again, you have this support right here so that you're not touching the metal with your head, but they're very comfortable. And then you do have some very simple switches, right? So you have basically your headphone jack connector here. You have, this is a cable for your audio, a volume rocker here, and then basically your switch for your mic. These are not powered, so you don't have to worry about any losing power or not charging them. And as we take a look at these, we'll go ahead and put these on really quickly. Let me just make sure that I have the right on the right side. Yep. And then we'll go ahead and put this on. All right. So one other thing that you'll notice about these is that they have very slim profile, and then you don't have a lot of gap. So I'll turn to the right and I'll turn to the left so you can see what they look like. And the neat thing about these, again, is that they're very tapered. Even though these things have big cans, look how big they are, right? So they're really covering, they're not touching my ear. I don't overheat, and they're very comfortable. Now, let's go ahead and put on the mic so you can see what this looks like with the mic on. So I'm just going to go ahead and put on the mic just for a second. All right, we'll go ahead and put that on just like that. And then all you do is just push it into the socket. All right, and now I'm going to put it on. Now remember, my rule of mics, in order to get the best audio quality, is 2 fingers from your lips. So you just put it 2 fingers from your lips, just like that. And then that's all you need. You don't need anything else. You don't want to put them too close. You don't want to have it touching your mouth, because then you'll get all the popping coming from your mouth or from as you're speaking. This is what it looks like with the mic on, right? And then obviously you'd be running a cable. That's all there is to it. So what has been my experience with the audio before we go into the chats? Well, you get bass, mids, and highs are all present. They really are. The one thing I would say about it is that because they're not powered, you really have to have a system that's going to push these, right? Because you don't have any power, there's no DAC built in, there's no amplifier built in, so it's highly dependent on the gaming console, or it's highly dependent on the PC itself. Connected there, no problems there. When you connect it to a phone though, because it may not have a good push, you don't really get the full audio experience, in my opinion, as you would on a gaming console or on a PC. On a PC, situational awareness. I'm on the field. I can hear everything that's going around me. They work well. And the beauty is that you don't have to worry about having anything to plug in. They just work. So just be aware of that. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go into our audio test, right? Put on your headphones and earbuds because you're going to hear what we were able to capture. Let's check it out.
You look at me like I'm crazy when I shut my feelings out. You look at me like I'm different, still you stay cause you feel something real. Get so lost in my moments, doesn't mean I don't need you. I fell in love with your colors, they kinda tell me what I'm thinking. I fell in love with the way we are.
All right, now next we're going to do our chat test of the GL3s in a quiet environment. Take a look at our decibel readings. About 28 to 29 decibels of noise. Let's go ahead and switch. Now this is what the chat would sound like when making a phone call or a chat using the Audio Technica GL3s in a quiet environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Now let's go ahead and add some wind. Now this is what the GL3s would sound like if you had wind in the environment. This is our test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Now we're continuing our test, but this time in a much noisier environment. As you look at our decibel readings, anywhere between 44 and 81 decibels of noise. We're going to switch. So it did overheat. We gotta wait a little bit. Wait a couple seconds because I ran out of power. Let's see if this is going to work. Let's see if this will work. Now we're in a much noisier environment, anywhere between 47 to 81 decibels of noise. What we're going to do is going to stay quiet, see how much is being canceled, and then we'll continue with the audio test. Let's stay quiet and switch. Now this is what the Audio Technica GL3 sound like in a noisy environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Now if you're wondering what the GL3 sound like with an infant crying in the background, this is what they would sound like with an infant crying in the background. Now if you're wondering what they would sound like with a dog barking in the background, this is what they would sound like with a dog barking in the background. Now if a doorbell ringing in the background, this is what they would sound like with a doorbell ringing. So guys, that wraps up our review of the Audio Technica GL3s. See you in the next video.